There's some explosive plays here in the playoffs. That was a pretty explosive play.
It certainly was. And if you're going to win on the road, it certainly helps to have big playability in your hip pocket, doesn't it?
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that will make this a 4-point game. One of the shortest drives you'll ever see. One play, 75 yards, 6 points. Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. Taken in at the 3. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. They're kind of searching for that magic elixir. You know, they're moving the football a little bit, but not with any great consistency.
I love that term you just used, elixir, right?
Old school.
Old school. I love that because you don't want to put too much pressure on your defense as well, all right? If you're kicking field goals, that's great, but your defense has to keep going out there and holding the other team. You're not giving them any cushion to work with, and that gets tougher and tougher as the game goes along. Put the ball in the end zone and get 6s. That's the ambrosia that they're looking for.
Ambrosia and trying to erase this deficit. Second quarter action, 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend. A reminder, as we did all through the regular season, we'll check in with Jonathan Coachman at halftime. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half of play. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. And he'll be stopped here well short of the first down at the 24-yard line. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Jack Fox out to punt here on 4th down. It's a 45-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Man, that ain't make no sense.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. They'll set up to throw. That's caught by Howard. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Call it a gain of 12, but of course not a first down due to the previous penalty. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Lawrence. That's going to be caught by Kirk. Will go down as a gain of 6, and that will bring up 2nd down. Looking deep downfield, and that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Looking to throw, Lawrence. Able to complete this to Chenault. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Lawrence, now this is ETN on the draw. Able to avoid him at the 40. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. Now another timeout called for by the offense. Throwing on 2nd and 3. Lawrence. And it's knocked away and incomplete. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Lawrence will throw. He'll connect on the out route with Ingram. And he will have a Jaguars first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Throwing now, Lawrence on 1st down. And one more time, here's Kirk. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. The kick by Sanders is good. And that gets him back within a single point. It's now 10-9. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So time perhaps for one final kneel down before they take this lead to the locker room. And with time running down, they go down to a knee. So it's on to halftime in this AFC divisional round matchup as we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. This 4th and final matchup on this divisional round weekend. We'll get back to you guys in just a moment. But first, let's take a look back to Saturday's AFC divisional round game. And it is the Kansas City Chiefs who will fight another week as they were able to knock out the Pittsburgh Steelers. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in the first half for the Texans. For the Seahawks, and they had success all season throwing the football. No reason for that to change in the playoffs as they've continued to move the ball well through the air. Meanwhile, for the Jaguars, they weren't quite as successful throwing the ball as their counterparts were, but they still were able to move the ball reasonably well in that first half.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. The Jaguars ready to get going to start quarter number 3. But, Charles, we saw a pretty entertaining first half, close ball game. Remember there toward the end of the second quarter, the opposition scored to take the lead. Now we'll see if these guys can get a score of their own to regain that lead.
Yeah, they want to have that type of a response, don't they? Because they want to find a way to take control of this ball game one more time. Gauntlet's been thrown down. They want to see if they're ready to answer it.
Off the play fake, here's Lawrence. It's caught, Cooper. 2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one, a first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide it. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Here's a give to Etienne. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line. From the 41, Lawrence. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Jalen Petrie picks it off. And the Texans are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. The first half did not go their way, and that's not going to help matters at all. An interception here on the opening drive of the third quarter.
Obviously not what they were striving to accomplish. But you know who's really upset on their team? The defense. Already trailing. They're going to be counted on to try and hold that score at least where it is.
Here's the Texans offense now, readying for their first possession of the second half. And their defense just helped them out by getting the football back on the opening drive here in the second half. And now can the offense follow through with points on their first possession?
And that's a big one for them because after the work the defense has done, they've got a chance here to open up this lead.
2nd and 3. Got an open man. It's Foster. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. He's got Gore. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Pierce now up the middle. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. 10 yards there, good enough for a Texan first down.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game. Back to throw now on 1st down. It's complete. It's Gore. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Give left side for Pierce. And a short gain here down to the 22. Second and 9 now. Throw left side complete. That's Pierce. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 19 yards on the pickup there. First and goal.
Certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans.
And that drive we just saw that culminated in a touchdown, exactly what many offenses are looking for. Sustained ones that can impose their will on the other team.
Here's Bass now for the extra point. And with that, the lead is up to 8. So a nice drive put together there. They go 75 yards in 9 plays. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Jacksonville back on offense and ready to take over. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive, in particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control.
And he loses the football a second time, and the Texans scoop it. And they will finally get to him, but a great return has set him up 1st and goal at the 5.
Hey, whatever happened to the days of just getting a fumble recovery? Everyone's into taking it the other way and trying to create points themselves, aren't they?
Well, they are. And now a terrific opportunity inside the 5. The Texans getting set here to take over again on offense. They can't ask for much more than this. They've got it 1st and goal from the 5. The defense gets him the ball via the turnover. Now can this offense cash in? 1st and goal. They'll run here with Pierce. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. He'll look to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Texans are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And the lead is up to 15 now. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. Had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. To throw again on 2nd down. Lawrence. He'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then of course they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
Meanwhile, Lawrence's throw into the hands of Kirk. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
Now what we're seeing, this is much better from this offense because so far in this game, no touchdown to this point. And what's usually a direct correlation? Very few explosive plays. That's been their issue. Not able to make that big shot downfield or break one off, but a nice game there for a 1st down.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. 2nd and 10 here as we sit in the 3rd quarter of this divisional round matchup. Now Lawrence. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down. Again, it's Lawrence. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And the throw there going to be incomplete. And this will not have the distance to get there. Short, no good, just under the crossbar, and the deficit will hold at 15. Well, he was 3 for 3 to that point, but he couldn't keep the perfect game going.
Did someone mention it on the bench and jinx it?
Maybe jinx him a little bit.
Well, you doubt it had anything to do with overconfidence, but hey, it's an inexact science. These things do happen.
And here comes the Texans now. And as the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. It sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime if you're a good football team. You spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments to prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. They're going to look to throw. Steps away to his left. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down. On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And the way their last drive ended, boy, it was frustrating. They had a pretty good drive going. It was sustained, and then it stalled out, Charles, and they missed the field goal and got nothing out of it.
Is that insult to injury? Because they had such a sustained drive, as you noted. So you know for the head coach, it almost felt like a little bit of failure to send down the field goal unit and then to not even see the ball go through the post. What a bummer on that last drive for them. Got to pick themselves up from that one.
Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. And able to find Kirk complete. And he is going to have a Jags first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Going old reliable there to the slot on third down.
And the slot position has become the bane of just about every defense's existence because how do you cover? You go with the bigger guy to try and use size. You try to go with the quicker guy, and sometimes you even get out quick there. Very difficult to match up with that slot receiver. That's why they keep going back to him.
And he's had the hot hand. Lawrence's throw is taken in by Waddle. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
Well, they obviously read man coverage their partner, and he got downfield, broke down the defender, made him think.
By that part?
Yeah, he made him think he was going to run a different route. Probably thought he was going to take it upfield. Then he curls back inside for the completion.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 38. Here's Lawrence. He'll get this out to the flat for Etienne. He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. 1 quarter remains for the right to advance to the AFC title game. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Jacksonville. It's a throw again is Lawrence. It's Jaguar football, but a little work to do for them. They trail here as we start the 4th. Lawrence. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
Sanders' kick is good. And they're hanging around here as the lead's down to 12. So chalk that down as an 8-play drive capture the field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Houston set to take over. And now first downs are key. They want to keep that clock moving, up by 2 scores as they try to cement their place in the conference championship round in 1 week's time. On the ground, it's Pierce to begin the drive. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Another carry for Pierce. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 61 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge. 1st and 10, it's Pierce.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Running it out of the gun with Pierce. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
If you can keep getting gains like that, Charles, with the lead here in the fourth quarter, I mean, keep running it, right?
No doubt about it, but what the offense coordinator has to do is understand they're going to continue to stack the line of scrimmage. What runs do you have in your arsenal that'll work against a stacked box and continue to move the ball?
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a first down.
Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the fourth quarter, but the way that they've passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game, and trusting this quarterback, I think you continue to do so.
And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line.
On second down, here's the option.
And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a first
You know what else the eyes do? They see the open spaces on a field, and those eyes carry your legs to those spots, and that's what happened on that play. He saw an opening and went and got it.
Well, he really hasn't ran the ball all game. Fourth quarter here, need a big play, able to pick it up. So, and he's in. Touchdown, Houston.
Dameon Pierce
taking it in from 2 yards out.
And the Texans are drawing closer to a date in the AFC title game as they extend this fourth quarter lead. But just power football there down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come in, have to report like they're eligible. But all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And that will make this a 19-point game. So that one, an 8-play drive. It spans 75 yards.
And it was Dameon Pierce closing things out with a touchdown run. From the 6. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
The Jaguars getting set to go. And this one not officially in the bag, but it's looking more and more like you and I are going to be in these same seats next week for a game to go to the Super Bowl.
And it's contrary to our meeting with the visitors, wasn't it? Remember when we went over to their hotel before the game, and one of the themes they kept hitting us with was, let's put the pressure on the #1 seed and see if they can handle it. Let's do that. Well, they're the #1 seed for a reason. Best team all year long. They're showing it again in this game.
Lawrence's pass complete to Jalen Waddle. A 6-yard pickup.
From just shy of midfield, Lawrence finds his tight end Ingram.
And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end. A guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight. Doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back.
And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Throwing again here, it's Lawrence.
Open man right side is Ingram. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
On 2nd and inches.
Lawrence, quick slant caught by Kirk. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Looking to throw, Lawrence.
This is caught.
And the Jaguars are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
10 yards. That's good for a Jaguar.
Etienne is going backwards as he'll be tackled back at the 4-yard line.
A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Three red zone trips have yielded just 2 field goals for them to this point, so they'll be searching for something more on 2nd and goal here.
Once more, Etienne. And this time he'll get down close to the goal line, but not quite in as he stopped at the 1-yard line.
They get 3 yards closer, but still work to do. It's 3rd and goal. Now a handoff up the middle. LeBlanc, and he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Taking it in from a yard out.
And the Jaguars are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And they're able to cut this deficit down to 12. Two scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the effort snuffed out. The Texans' hands team recovers. 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Pierce takes it straight ahead.
And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down.
Able to push forward for about 4 down to the 37. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more 1st down to help salt this one away. Over the middle, complete. It's Pierce. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining.
Give to Pierce.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Now a timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave him with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7.
And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down.
The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on 3rd down.
Pierce will try to pick it up.
And he'll have the 1st down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
I've got an idea. Let's skip racing to the airport at the end of this game. Let's go to the post-game press conference. I have a feeling that the quarterback of this winning team is going to be given a whole lot of credit to the running game and the offensive line.
Yeah, I was just going to say the offensive line, yes, carrying the ball has been key, but those guys up front, they've made a lot of space. Down to a knee here as the Texans look to let the clock roll. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. They go to a knee here, and with that, it's on to the AFC title game.
And the Texans are moving on as we say so long, everybody. The winner here goes to the Super Bowl, and we'll know soon enough which team that'll be as we are underway in the AFC title game. And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. Here's the Chiefs offense for their first possession, and it's Patrick Mahomes at quarterback.
And simply put, for many, he's the gold standard for quarterbacks in today's NFL because of his ability to create, find the open man, use all the different arm angles that he has. He's a complete package, and boy, his team loves to play around him.
Throwing at the outset, here's Mahomes.
This one complete to Mecole Hardman. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. From the 31, Mahomes out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. Working from the gun, Mahomes. And that's knocked away and incomplete. Here's the Chiefs punter now. He'll kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And they will be led out by their second-year quarterback.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up.
We'll step aside and get an update when we return to KC.
A play action fake. They'll look to throw.
Gets the dump off to Pierce.
Favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He'll let it go deep for Foster. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. And he gets it away. A directional kick going toward the sideline. That'll be out of bounds, and how good was that? They'll say the 3-yard line. That's where they spot it.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll find a little space. He gets us up near the 10. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Here's a handoff out of the gun.
And he's taken down, but able to get this up to the 20-yard line. An 11-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Chiefs first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, this shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Throwing on first down is Mahomes. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
from the gun. He'll hand this off.
And he'll take this one only up to about the 21.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
Throwing is Mahomes on third. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free. And it brings up fourth down.
Every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first 2 drives. It looks like they're going to have to give up the football again after this one.
So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. 33 yards is the distance on the punt there. And the Texans with great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10. So now we get set to see Houston for their second drive of the ball game.
Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10.
Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2.
And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down.
And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. That's Foster hauling it in over the middle.
And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
And they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up from the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10.
Now a handoff for Pierce.
And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. 2nd and 4. And that is incomplete. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Back to throw here. And that is incomplete.
Even in today's NFL, when we think of the tight end position now as really a glorified wide receiver, we're still asking a lot of those guys. They have to block as well. And every now and then, they don't come down with the football.
The kick by Bass is good.
And it's now 3-0 Texans. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to their goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
And this will not be returned. It's a touchback. And they'll begin at the 25. The Chiefs offense set to go.
They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4. Now Mahomes. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he won't get to the marker. He's a yard short. A pickup of 3. It leaves him with 4th and 1.
Always important as a defender on 3rd down to keep the play in front of you and make sure you don't give up enough space that they can make a move on you in the open field. Try as he might, he wasn't able to get to the first down marker. Excellent defense, good tackling.
And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. And now out comes Houston. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10.
They'll start on the ground with Pierce.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. He's got Gore. They find some open field here.
And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
So now first and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 35-yard line. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
A run for Pierce out of the gun.
About 3 yards there to the 27. Out of the gun now on third down.
That's underneath to Pierce. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
It's a nice job hitting him on the angle route there. Come out of the backfield, cutting sharply across the middle. And that's good timing between the quarterback and his receiver.
Effective third down play to move the chains.
So here's a first and 10 now down inside the 20.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now second and 10. They'll look to throw here. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Pierce. Nothing after one on EA Sports. Texans football to start quarter 2 as they go to work on a first and goal. On the carry, this is Pierce. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on second and goal. He'll drop to throw. They still can't get it. Caught on the slant. The catch good for 6 yards, but now it's third and goal.
So it's third and goal now, and this is where the KC crowd can make it very tough.
Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he fights his way into the end zone for a Texans touchdown.
It's a 1-yard touchdown run. And the Texans' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points.
And, Charles, maybe that's one they had dialed up. Hey, if we're in a fourth and goal situation, we're going to our muscle.
And you can feel the boom, boom, boom all the way up here where we sit. The earth was shaking, and he found his way into the end zone.
Yeah, but that's such a great guy to have around the goal line, isn't it?
Indeed it is. It's a great extra dimension to add to your offense. When you can finish things with power, that's hard for a defense to deal with.
Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And the lead grows to 10-0. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And the result, a Houston touchdown.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And he returns this to the 22.
And out come the Chiefs now. Right now, they're in some uncharted waters, Charles. They haven't been facing deficits like this season. We're going to see what they're made of.
And I think the easy thing right now is for us to discuss how the home crowd can help them, carry them along. Bottom line, though, they've got to make plays to get the crowd back into it, to help them with the rest of their game. That means best players Got to make those big-time plays right now. They need them in a big way.
They fought so hard to be here at home for the conference championship game. See if they can propel themselves to the Super Bowl.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense.
So now a fresh set of downs. 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground.
Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. 2nd down.
The tackle made at the 36-yard line. It's a pickup of 3.
From the 36, Mahomes completes it to Hardman.
And they're going to move it down to inside the 25.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
2nd and 5 now. Mahomes complete. Smith has it.
And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
And this offense on 3rd down today, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. Here it's 3rd and 2. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. No gain on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he is not going anywhere. They stop him for no gain. He needed 2. He barely got back to the line of scrimmage. And this Texans defense stands tall. Now a play fake here on 1st down.
Swings this one out wide for Pierce.
2nd and 9 now.
To Pierce, they set up the screen.
And he is going to lose yardage here. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there. Those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
That's complete to Pierce.
And he'll only get this to the 17, well shy of what he needed. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
Here's Tommy Townsend now,
standing just outside his own goal line. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line.
KC's offense ready to take over.
And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go-around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you've got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. Mahomes going to throw.
This one completes Alec Pierce.
And he won't get close. Only a yard, 4th and 3.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Here's the Chiefs punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And the Texans set to come onto the field.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. It's complete. It's Gore.
And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick it down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
So they go from one 42-yard line to the other as they come up now 1st and 10.
This is Pierce.
A gain of 3, 2nd down.
And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down.
And he'll take this one down to the 36.
AFC title game, 2nd quarter action, 2 minutes to play.
A reminder that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll check in with Jonathan Coachman from Orlando. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half of play. And the Chiefs are going to get him.
That's George Karlaftis, who fought his way through the line to bury him.
A good scheme and an early win for this pass rush. They got back there before he could work through his entire progression and ended that play early.
The Texans send the punter out as he's on here to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback.
And Kansas City's offense now set and ready to go. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated. They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Mahomes finding Hardman here over the middle. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime.
Mahomes' throw taken in by Moss.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. He finds his man, complete. It's Moss.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
Now it's Mahomes again. Over the middle to Smith.
And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
And his kick is good. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. Well, the good news, at least they won't take that goose egg into the locker room. Maybe a little something to build on.
Yeah, it hasn't been the greatest of first halves for them, has it? But at least least now, as you mentioned, they put some points on the board. And it's been funny in our experience watching games. Sometimes something as little as a field goal can change the fortunes of a team, and they can come out and look real sharp in the second half.
The final second ticks by, and that's going to do it for the first half of play. So we are halfway home to figuring out who will represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. As always, one half remains in the battle to see who will take home that Lamar Hunt trophy and represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. We'll get back to you guys in just a moment. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats for the Texans in that first half. And even though they've got a halftime lead, they're likely devising ways as we speak to try and get a little more production from their passing game. Meanwhile, for the Chiefs, they too didn't throw the ball as well as they would have liked. And I think both teams would say there's room for improvement in the second half.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. And we will not see a return to start the half, as this will be a touchback. And the Texans getting ready to go here to begin the third quarter. And I think here with the lead, CD, they have to resist that temptation of kind of looking ahead. Would you agree?
Absolutely, I would agree, because they know the stakes. They know the winner of this game goes to the Super Bowl. And this one, it's far from over. They were the better team in the first half, but they do know that they're facing their toughest opponent of the year. And they've got to be prepared for them to fight it out all the way and add a few extra wrinkles in the second half as well. They need to stay on guard.
Yeah, that's good for a gain of 6. And now we've got a 3rd and 3.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he is going to have a Texans first down, I do believe. Yes, he's got it by about a yard there on 3rd and 3. During that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. Got an open man. It's Foster. On the move past the 40. Still going inside the 20. Touchdown, Houston. A great effort there. 64 yards. And the Texans go up by 2 touchdowns. On this stage, conference championship game, every play is magnified, and that was a big play.
No doubt about it. One thing that has these guys a step away from a shot in a big game, their big play ability. They can strike from anywhere.
Tyler Bass now for the point after. It's up and good, and that makes it 17-3. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards. And it results in the Texans finding the end zone. Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. Fielded right around the 8. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. So here's the Chiefs offense ready for their first reps in half number 2. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
Meanwhile, Mahomes' throw caught by Tony. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he will have a Chiefs first down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2.
There are a lot of different formulas to winning football, but one constant over the years, winning on third down. That pickup there was big because they'd struggled throughout this one.
Right back to him on first down. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
He was tackled at the 46-yard line. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up second.
Hands it off out of the gun. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Now here's Mahomes. And he's got his tight end, that's Smith. And he will have a Chiefs first down, and he'll have it by plenty as they're able to keep the drive alive on 3rd and inches.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What do the guys in the locker room call it?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him old reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open, he finds a way to pick up a first down.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. He's got it to the 43 here. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Up the middle they go. Wilkinson. A 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. That one finds Pierce right side. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. This will be from 56 yards out. He's got the distance, but it's no good. Wide to the right, and this will remain a 2-touchdown game. Down here in the 3rd quarter, obviously that's one they could have used.
Yeah, and one of my favorite special teams coaches in the NFL told me what separates the kickers in the NFL versus the ones who are not is not the misses. It's the second miss in a row. Best kickers in the league, they don't miss 2 in a row. He's got to get his head back together in case he gets another shot.
So the missed 56-yarder, and now the flip side. Good starting field position at the 46 near midfield. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And this one caught along the sideline, but they say already out of bounds. Well, the throw didn't give him a chance to turn it upfield, and that brings up 2nd down. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. He's got his man. It's Pierce. Showed that brute strength, but he'll still be stopped shy of midfield. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. He'll look to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Barton. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
But it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the first down. Now to be 4th and short.
The Texans send the punter out as he's on to kick it away. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd.
Working from the gun, Mahomes delivers another one to Pierce. And he will have a Chiefs first down. He needed 5. He got it barely as it will officially go down as a gain of 5 yards.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. From the gun, they'll try to run it. Tackle there by big Jordan Davis.
He's brought down at the 31. 1-yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 9.
On 2nd and 9. Mahomes. Now they go screen. It's complete. A good job defensively to hold that to 4 yards, and now it's 3rd down.
That's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 9.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. It looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Mahomes now to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. To throw again on 2nd down. Mahomes trying to set up the screen, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Christian Fulton. And they will score a pick 6 for the Texans TD.
And Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the first half have now followed them into the second half. And for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick 6.
And that defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out. And as confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that.
Bass on for the extra point.
And the lead now to 3 touchdowns and 21 points. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away.
Takes it at the 7. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line.
And now here comes Kansas City.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
From the 25 on 2nd down, Mahomes firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. 1 quarter remains until we crown the AFC champion. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. We're back now in KC. The offense on 3rd down, they're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This will be 3rd and 6. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. Now Mahomes got to have this one. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Andy Reid went for it, but it won't pan out. And the Texans take over an excellent field position. Well, at this stage of the game in the second half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
A run here with Pierce. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down.
And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line.
51 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
They'll set up to throw.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now back to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Pierce. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Touchdown, Texans. From 8 yards out.
And the Texans are closing in on a Super Bowl berth now as they extend their 4th quarter lead.
Well, Charles, fans around here, they were already talking Super Bowl. They've made plans. You just can't look past anybody in this league, especially this deep into the playoffs.
You would think that every year that message would sink in, and it feels like every year we see something like this, especially the way they're handling them. All right, you didn't expect this part to happen, but when you're playing this deep in the playoffs, every team's dangerous.
Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And that'll increase their lead to 28. 5 plays there on that drive. And the result, a Houston touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field.
And their dream of a Super Bowl berth so close 3 quarters ago, but obviously starting to slip away if it hasn't already. They need points here and in a hurry.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
From the 30 on 2nd down, Mahomes. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. Mahomes now on 1st down. He finds his man, complete. It's Pierce.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping.
Encroachment, defense.
Come on, baby, we got to do our job. We got to do our job.
And that'll be a free 5 yards for the offense.
Just like a tennis match, that's just an unforced error.
Still
Stay
first down.
alert, don't jump early, and give them free yardage.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction. Here's Mahomes to throw. Being chased out left. And he'll just get rid of it.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Mahomes looks to throw on 3rd down. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call.
Offense.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Mahomes going to throw.
Man open, it's Tony. He's got it.
And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans' 37. Looking to throw is Mahomes. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Smith. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28. And again, it's Mahomes. Now he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here. 9th play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard. Now Mahomes.
That's into a crowd and intercepted. Derek Stingley picks it, and the Texans force the turnover, and they'll take over at the 10.
Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
Houston's offense taking over again. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable fourth quarter lead.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line.
64 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
First down, they go right back to Pierce. And this will be a Texans first down as he's got this up to about the 34-yard line.
Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Here's Pierce on the counter.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Line of scrimmage, the 36 on 2nd and 8. On 2nd down, here's Pierce. And he'll get about 3 out of that up to the 39-yard line. Going for it with Pierce.
Nifty move. And he won't quite make it. He needed 6. He got about 5. 4th down. The Texans send the punter out as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away.
Following the punt return here, there is someone shaken up. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to KC.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive.
And that'll be caught by Tony.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot.
10 yards. It's 2nd and inches at the 30-yard line.
Now whistles and a flag down. Looked like one of the Chief linemen might have moved. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. Throwing now is Mahomes. Completes it to Hardman.
Well, Mahomes finding his burner Hardman for the KC first.
To throw, it's Mahomes. Oh, there's that. And a loose football. And the Texans scoop it. And some room to work. And they will bring this one back. A fumble return for a Texans touchdown. So a great play there by the defense. If these guys are going to advance, and it looks like they will, this defense a big reason why.
And they love carrying the mantle for this team, don't they? You see the way that they move around out there? They want to lead this team deeper into the playoffs and hopefully onto the Super Bowl.
And that return for a touchdown certainly helps that cause.
Here's Bass now for the extra point.
And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown.
So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score.
And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. And the Chiefs now getting set to go.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
On first down, Mahomes.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Now it's Mahomes again.
Over the middle, that's hauled in by Tony. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
Mahomes looking to throw on 3rd and 2.
He finds Pierce. It's complete.
And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 22-yard line. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. To try again after the sack, Mahomes.
That's complete to Pierce. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down.
And this is incomplete. Oh, that looked like a sure 6 points, but he could not get that to stick, and that is a golden opportunity wasted there.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And Caldwell's got it over the middle.
And he is going to have the Chiefs first down as they wind up with a gain of 11 there on 4th down.
And with this win and an AFC championship, they have reached the most hallowed ground in all of sports.
That means they are the best in their conference. What an incredible feeling for this team to go through the entire season and come out on top and now go to the Super Bowl for the right to be called world champion.
Who will take home the final Super Bowl of the decade? Super Bowl 63 is underway. And we will not have a return, so the first drive of this Super Bowl will begin at the 25. Now we'll see what the right arm of Dak Prescott has in store as the Dallas Cowboys offense sets up shop.
And he spoke very eloquently and passionately on Media Day about what a victory here would mean for him. He knows this just isn't any other game. This is the kind of game that stays with you for a lifetime. If there's anyone on this field tonight who's most ready for this moment, I think it's this man right here.
Looking to pass, first play is Prescott. This will be taken in by Michael Pittman.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. He was a 1,000-yard receiver during the regular season, and that's his first catch of this Super Bowl, and he picks up the first down. To throw is Prescott. And this one is incomplete. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Here's Prescott. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. They push him back 8 yards and time on 2nd down.
In every game we talk about what are going to be the keys as we go into it. Maybe that's a key for their defense today. Pressure the quarterback and make sure you play a good zone defense behind them, and they get their first sack of the contest.
They'll need a big play here. Will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Looking to throw. Prescott. And that will be incomplete. Well, now comes the Cowboys punter. As the first drive of the game stalls out, he's on to punt. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And they will be led out by their second-year quarterback.
And there are a lot of quarterbacks who had terrific careers. Think about guys like Phillip Rivers, Randall Cunningham, Dan Fouts, Warren Moon. But they never got to a Super Bowl. Yet here he is in his second NFL season already getting his chance. And we harken back to Dan Marino. Another superstar made it in his second year, lost the game, and never made it back again.
They go play action here on first down. Can't get away, and he's taken down. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up second down.
Well, the very first thing they told us, Charles, was we need to apply pressure early, and I would call that early pressure a nice sack to start the game.
And on the other sideline, I just have this image in my mind of the head coach on the headset with the offensive coordinator asking him if that's exactly what he saw in his mind when he called that play. And if so, is it going to be like this all day? That's a tough one right there.
Under pressure, and they got to him again.
Micah Parsons.
He's the one that drops him this go-around, and that pass rush getting strong here. Back-to-back sacks.
Now, the number one mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time,
he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. It's Devin Lloyd with a pick, and the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football.
And I think this is a situation where a quarterback coach on the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long, and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and punt the football.
Second drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys.
They'll have very good starting field position here after the turnover as they search for the first points of the ball game.
A first down carry by Elliott.
Oh, and fine work there as he gets this thing down to the 11-yard line.
It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the first. Good push up front, and that run in between the tackles.
Let's play the leverage game here. Offensive line just got lower than the defensive front, and they were able to get their pads on them and move them backwards and create space for their running back to roam.
A first down throw for Prescott.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Up the middle, here's Elliott. And he'll take this one inside the 10, down to the 8. In their mind, certainly a field goal try would be a letdown. They have the great starting field position, now facing 3rd down. They'll set up the screen to Elliott. Touchdown, Cowboys! Ezekiel Elliott from 8 yards out.
And the Cowboys are on the board first here in this Super Bowl.
And on the grandest of stages, with the whole world watching the Super Bowl, they come out and get the first points.
I don't know how you feel about Brandon, but for me, watching the beginning of the Super Bowl, I've often wondered how come it's not just a fumble fest? How come the ball's not all over the place? The nerves, the interim in between of the 2 weeks waiting for the game. But this team came out and handled it just like it was a regular season walk in the park. Terrific start.
After the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
Taking it about the 1. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
So now we get set to see Houston for their 2nd drive of the ball game. They trailed early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And this one caught along the sideline, but they say already out of bounds. Well, the throw didn't give him a chance to turn it upfield, and that brings up 2nd down. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Sideline throw. It's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Fair catch called for and made at about the 32-yard line. No return, but it goes down as just a punt of 31 yards. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air.
He'll find Lamb. That's complete.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. He was a 1,000-yard receiver during the regular season, and that's his first catch of this Super Bowl, and he picks up the 1st down. Now Prescott. He finds his man, complete. It's Baker. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2.
Here's Prescott. He finds his man, complete. That's Baker. And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans' 30. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Prescott now. Man open, that's complete to Dalton Schultz.
And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. And now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Prescott yet again. Over the middle, hauled in by Lamb. And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
So 5 plays on this drive, Charles. All passes, all completions. And just like that, they're in the red zone.
And don't you think the playbook opens up a little bit more now? Because all they've done is throw the football. If you want to run it now, you may very well have them fooled.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
From the red zone now, Prescott. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Throwing, Prescott. And did he get the feet down? No, they'll say he did not. It's incomplete.
Holding offense.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. After the penalty, it's Elliott. They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down. On 3rd down, it's Prescott.
Left side to Lamb. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that.
They'll get 10 there, but it leaves him just short for 4th down.
And that big gain may just change the thought process here on 4th down. I think in the red zone, they might now consider going for it on 4th down.
Now Jake Elliott for the field goal try. From the left hash, a chip shot here. The kick by Elliott is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So it was 4th and 1 down in the red zone, but they elect to take just the 3.
And I'm a little surprised that that's how they decided to play it, that they didn't go for it there. But sometimes just take those 3 points and put them in your pocket. I just have one question for you, partner.
Okay.
Hip pocket or back pocket?
Well, some might have returned that one. He won't. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start the drive from the 25. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
To Pierce, they set up the screen.
And he's got room.
And he's going to be out of bounds inside the 25-yard line.
A huge play there on the screen pass. 52 yards.
Well, it doesn't matter where you put him, lined up in the backfield or split out like he was there. He can be a weapon when he gets that ball in his hands.
Yeah, and this is nothing more than a simple screen pass, but he does a really nice job of showing patience and letting his blockers get out in front of him. And he turns it into really nice yardage.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the catch on the next-gen stats.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone.
First run of the game here for Dameon Pierce.
And he'll keep it moving down to the 15-yard line. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down.
And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves him with a 1st and goal. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit, and find our way back into this game.
So 3 plays, already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time.
They'll run here with Pierce.
And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Barton. Touchdown! From 10 yards out.
And the Texans are on the board here in this Super Bowl.
On this play, he just made a great route. The quarterback had to deliver it, sure, but a great route run there.
And, Brandon, this is what the best receivers do. They work on their route running because it's one thing to have athletic ability, but to really get open, you have to set up defensive backs for different routes and be precise in your cuts.
Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And that'll cut it to 3 and 10-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
From the 6. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Dallas offense set for this next drive.
And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
From the 25 on second down, Prescott. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. Well, look, we're watching a quarterback here that's obviously been around for a long time. That's a throw he wishes he had back.
He certainly does, but as you well know, this is a guy that's used to taking a few chances, used to fitting it into tight windows. These are throws that he's made before. Didn't happen to get it completed in this case.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And down by a field goal, they'll take over with excellent field position following the interception. First and 10, it's Pierce.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
And Pierce gets it again on second down.
It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a third down and 4 now.
He was taken down at the 22-yard line. A gain of a yard. Brings up third and 4.
The biggest game, the biggest stage, Super Bowl 63, 1 quarter in the books.
10-7 our score. We'll return after this message. You're watching the NFL, and it's right here on EA Sports.
Second quarter action about ready to start here. Super Bowl 63. Brandon Gordon alongside Charles Davis bringing you all the action.
Intended for Damian Pierce. Incomplete. It's now fourth down.
The kick by Bass is good.
And that will knot us up at 10.
So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points. But that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
This is taken just shy of the 10.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, maybe perhaps a bit more of a focus on the run game for this drive after tossing an interception on the previous one?
I think that's a good way to look at it and a good way to think about it, but maybe they get to it in a little bit different way because after you throw an interception, you want to make sure you keep your quarterback's confidence high. So maybe give him a couple easy throws that he can complete and then get to the running game and try and get things settled down.
Yeah, it's still in the first half here. A long way to go.
And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line. The offense on third down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for it with Elliott.
And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
Give him 2 yards on that play, and it'll be 4th down.
I bet they thought they had picked that one up because it was a 3rd and 2 call. And they got awfully close. Now we're at 4th and inches. I wonder if they think they're feeling lucky here and maybe want to go pick it up.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he'll punt it away for the second time. It's taken to the 26. 8 yards on the return following a punt of 41.
And the Texans will take over. Houston set to take over.
And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Avoids him at the 40. Room here to run. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
And CD, one of the big stories everybody's been tracking this week, the head coach of this offense, looking to become just the second coach in NFL history to win 5 Super Bowl titles.
And let's face it, the respect is there already. We know he's going to go down as one of the all-time great coaches. But even after all this success, what do we notice most about him? He never takes anything for granted. He's treating this Super Bowl like it's the most important game ever played, because for some of the guys on his team, it will be. And he feels the same way himself. I love his intensity. I love the way he gets his team prepared to play in the big game.
And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. On third down, he'll drop to throw. He's got him in, complete. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 14. That one goes for 29 yards on third down.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Running it out of the gun with Pierce.
He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line.
2nd and 6 from the 10.
They're going to look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Howard. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it makes it 3rd down and 2 yards to go.
But there wasn't much there with that hitch route. They didn't gain what they expected, but sometimes when you call a hitch, you really don't have an alternate to go to. You don't have a second route to throw it to, so sometimes you have to rifle in there and hope for the best.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2.
And this pass broken up. Contact long time there. And now 4th down. So Tyler Bass on now for the field goal.
From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here.
The kick by Bass is good.
And they will take the lead at 13-10.
Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. And I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
Dallas offense set for this next drive. And Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get...
They're looking for Lamb, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. And the Texans are going to take possession of the football. Boy, he had to fit that into a pretty tight window over the middle. And, Charles, I think they were in zone defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. Nice read on your part. And sometimes the quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man. Sometimes just fooled by the type of zone that he sees. Because oftentimes, those linebackers will vacate and run downfield with receivers. In this case, he played a pure zone and was in the wrong spot for the QB.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Pierce takes it straight ahead.
And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Cowboys are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line.
Well, Brad, as they say in popular culture, this one's going to leave a mark because they can see the end zone, but it'll stay out of reach because of their error. All their offensive teammates have to give the quarterback right now, offer a little bit of encouragement because what's done is done. Let's get them next time out.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Prescott, and that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Prescott. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there. That brings up 4th. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Fielded at the 43. Oh, what a move. 35 yards that time on the punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10. The Texans offense set to regain possession.
And 2 picks thrown here in this first half alone. We'll see how that affects him.
Can't wait to see where his confidence is because the great ones, they'll throw 4 or 5 picks, and while it'll hurt their team, it won't hurt their confidence. They'll think something was just wrong with the ball or the wind or something was funny. It's never about them. That's how they stay so into the moment and into the game.
And that's incomplete.
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know there's probably another throw coming on 3rd down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away.
And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line.
The Cowboys about set to take over on offense. The last series for them a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10.
That one complete to Elliott. And he's taken down. It's a gain of 3 from the 17 to the 20.
2nd and 7 from the 20.
Now Prescott.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Prescott to throw it. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Nick Bosa with a big-time sack on 3rd down. It's a loss of 7.
It seemed like he kept going through those progressions, and I thought he might dump that underneath, but he couldn't get rid of the football in time.
And I have to wonder if he was thinking while he was back there, I wish there were a lot less progressions on this play, just someone that I could dump the ball to and get it out of my hands.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. And a fair catch is taken here, a step or 2 inside the 45-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10.
On the ground, it's Pierce to begin the drive.
And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Back to throw here.
And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
The Texans on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 9. Now they'll throw here out of the gun.
He'll let one go deep for Howard.
And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And this will be taken at the 13. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Dallas offense set for this next drive. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
On 3rd down, Elliott. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37.
We have reached the 2-minute warning. In fact, just under 2 minutes to play in the opening half of this year's Super Bowl.
Prescott looks to throw on 1st. He finds his target. It's Schultz. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Prescott on 1st down. A dump off to Elliott.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
The Cowboys looking to get going again in a hurry. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. To throw is Prescott. Buying time to his left. And a throw there going to be incomplete. Now comes the Cowboys punter as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad.
Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. He's got Gore. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the 1st half. They'll look to throw here on 1st down.
That's underneath to Pierce.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the 1st half. Again, he'll drop to throw. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
The time called here because a member of the Texans is in some discomfort. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Back to throw again. He'll let it go deep for Foster. And unable to connect. Incomplete. They'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. A 47-yard punt, maybe a couple on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. And just 25 seconds to go in the half now as they've got it 1st and 10. Now Prescott. He finds his man complete. That's Baker. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. And this time they'll just keep this on the ground. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. So it's halftime here on sports' grandest stage in the Super Bowl. As we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has... So the halftime show of the Super Bowl abbreviated. Ready to go for the 2nd half. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter.
And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he fires one incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll set up a throw. It's complete. It's gone. And the Cowboys here on third down bringing in an extra defensive back. They'll look to throw here. And that is incomplete. The Texans send the punter out as he'll come on to kick this one away. Fielded just inside the 30. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50. 1st and 10. The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the second half.
And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
And Prescott, his 3rd interception. Jalen Petrie picks it off. And the Texans are going to take over here up near the 40.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And right now these guys are shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
They go again with Pierce. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. 2nd and 9 now. That's caught by Howard. A huge play there for Houston. 43 yards. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. They'll set up to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. From 3 yards out, as his guys are able to extend their lead.
Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And his guys will take a 10-point lead. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it results in the Texans finding the end zone.
And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
But now here come the Cowboys. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see, do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because his confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
They'll try the right side with Elliott.
And all this Texans defense, they're all charged up now. They stop him behind the line for the 2nd straight play.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete. Now comes the Cowboys punter, as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt.
And the Texans will take over. They'll start on the ground with Pierce. And he'll get a few yards here to the 34. 2nd and 7, operating from the 34. And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down.
And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. drop to throw. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 18. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Over the middle, complete. That's Schultz. Throwing again on 2nd down. Prescott. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And they will bring this one back. A fumble return for a Texans touchdown. And what we just saw, very, very rare. We only had 5 of those in the first 50 Super Bowls.
The biggest stage, the biggest game, and we just saw it happen again. Extraordinary.
The defense has been good, and they were good again there.
Now for the point after.
And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he will make it back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team.
Here's the Dallas offense now, heading back out onto the field.
It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. The turnover on the last drive, they had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Out now comes the Cowboys punter, as he's on here to punt it away. Gets past 1 man. That'll go as a 42-yard punt. They'll be aided by a loss of yardage on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Now a play fake here on 1st down.
Swings this one out wide for Pierce.
To the 40 and no further. The razzle-dazzle, though, got him a couple extra on the play. Inside 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter.
A run for Pierce out of the gun.
And he'll go down right around the 47 this time.
69 yards rushing for him now on 17 carries.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. 2nd and 4. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Barton. And he's going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 42. They're going to look to throw. Flushed out, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. It'll be a loss of 10, and it'll bring up second. Back to throw here. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. A huge play there for Houston. 46 yards.
And that looked almost to be a case of, a quarterback saying, hey, I'm going to throw this as far as I can and hope you run under it. Mission accomplished.
And he made that look effortless, didn't he? I mean, he's had a great game throwing the football. This is going to add to his yardage total in a big way. It's one thing to be accurate on your short and intermediate throws, but when you're hitting the bombs like those, look out.
Yeah, and you see the final number there on how far that ball traveled. Pretty impressive.
And really a nice job there to make something out of that run. Sidestepping defenders for a pickup of 4.
3 quarters in the books. 1 to go here in Super Bowl 63. And that final frame after this timeout.
We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Call it a gain of a couple. The defense stiffening here. It's 3rd and goal.
Here's Pierce. Diving for the end zone, and he is in. Touchdown. Finishes off the drive with a touchdown run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on this drive as well.
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL, a complete back. 3 down, stay on the field, run it, and catch it. And he gets it done.
An extra point by Bass, up and good.
And the lead is now 24. Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 15. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he'll just get rid of it. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Prescott. They'll set up the screen to Elliott. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
It's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 4.
Now Prescott. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. Desperation time. Prescott on 4th. He's going to have his running back. It's complete.
And he is going to have the Cowboys 1st down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive.
Prescott to throw it.
Back to Elliott, and
he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And the Texans scoop it.
You've had to put up with me in this booth. I'm going to try and be simple this time and succinct. It simply has not been their night.
No, I think that fumble's kind of indicative of how this whole evening's gone, isn't it?
Without a doubt. I mean, they've tried, but nothing has ever really taken throughout the game. That's why they're down so big.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Again, it's Pierce.
And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston.
Damian Pierce.
His 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl.
And the Texans are starting to pour it on the game's biggest stage. They are running away with this Super Bowl. Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
And from the shotgun, he'll throw.
And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Prescott. That one complete to Elliott. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. They're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, it's Prescott. And he'll find Pittman. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. Prescott yet again. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception.
And the Texans are going to take possession of the football.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Pierce now up the middle.
Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more.
Holding offense.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
Here's Pierce on the counter.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down.
And he's going to be met at about the 43.
And now we're going to get a stoppage. A member of the Cowboys shaken up.
And on 3rd down, the Cowboys bringing an extra defensive back. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. The Texans send the punter out as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And this is a beauty as that ball's going to angle out at the 6-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
Those Super Bowl hopes that they had really dwindling now here in the 4th quarter. That NFC crown that they got 2 weeks ago seems like a distant memory as they have been outplayed tonight.
He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Back near his goal line, it's Prescott.
And this one quickly to Lamb.
And able to get it across the 20 before they get to it. A 1st down throw for Prescott. Throw left side complete. That's Elliott. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. To throw again on 2nd down. Prescott. He finds his target. It's Schultz. A good pickup there. 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. On 3rd and 1, here's Prescott. He finds his man, complete. It's Baker.
And he will have a Cowboys 1st down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1.
They'll throw again. Prescott.
Over the middle, hauled in by Lamb.
A good gain on 1st, has him set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Prescott down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Elliott. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. 3rd and short yardage. Prescott.
Right back to his running back, Ezekiel Elliott.
And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down. They'll run it with Elliott.
And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line.
No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Now a throw here, hauled in. And they'll be stopped at the 28. On a play that started at the 14, they pick up 14. He finds his man, complete. It's Schultz. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Here's Prescott.
That is caught. Michael Pittman with it.
And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. Looking to throw. Prescott. Dancing to his... And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. He finds his man. Complete. It's Baker. Third and goal. Trying to make that scoreboard at least a little more respectable. Throwing. Prescott. And a quick throw here. That's complete. One last shot now for Prescott. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. And the Lone Star State has a new champion. It's the Houston Texans, kings of the Super Bowl. And to the Super Bowl champions, they etch their name forever in NFL immortality.
That's pretty phenomenal right there. It actually gave me chills just to hear you say that, because immortality forever and ever. When you look in the record books, you'll see this team, you'll see their picture, that your name will be a part of it. That's got to be an incredible feeling, because it's been a long journey to get there, and now they get a chance to enjoy it.